I stretched my arms across the room. Alice stood by the window graceful, calm when her eyes met mine. My breath caught its smirk playful. Knowing told me she was reading every thought. I didn't stiffen her fingers, moved to the first button of her blouskis. I shouldn't just sit here. And Donna thinks, she murmured, letting the fabric slip from her shoulders in one slow deliberate tone. Before we go further, she had dead with a wink hit. That like and subscribe just takes a second, and it means more than you think. Now back to the story. I swear, I muttered, if I don't feel a man's touch soon, I might actually lose sight. The words spilled out raw when filtered to glasses of wine. And too many years of feeling invisible had stripped away my filter. Alice nearly hoped on her drink before laughing that bad. I sank into the couch. Worse, my last relationship was a whisper of a spark in dating. Now it's awkward silences and effort that barely last. She tilted her head. So find someone who does make the effort. I rolled my eyes. Yeah, I'll just pluck a decent man out of thine air. Alice's gaze softened. You don't want just someone yowing to feel seen. I nodded. She exhaled slow decisively. I think I have a solution. If this is another dating up suggestion, it's not. She cut in, swirling her. Wine, you should borrow my husband. It blinked. Excuse me. You heard me. She said it casually, like she was offering a dress or a book. Alice, I'm serious. You can be. Why not? Because he's your husband. She leaned. In voice low, and horrified, just surprised. Faddles me everything, of course. I'm surprised. Who says that a friend who actually wants you to feel good? I stared at her. Does he know you're saying this? I really think I'd offer without looking to him first. That stopped me. Yowled him. I mentioned it earlier. Headed and say no. My stomach flipped. He knew was willing. Oh my God. I whispered. Alice smiled. Told you he was special. I couldn't speak. My thoughts were crashing into each other. Be honest, she said. If you stopped thinking so hard, would you say yes? I didn't answer. She saw it in my face and leaned back, satisfied. Thought so. This is crazy. I breathed. Maybe, but doesn't it feel a little thrilling? She reached for her phone. Last chance. Say no, and I won't hit send. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Tapped the screen. A soft chime. He's in his way, she said, watching me. My pulse thundered. Minutes passed, and a knock at door. Alice stood, smooth her dress, and turned to me. Ready? I nodded. I wasn't sure I was breathing. She smiled knowingly and opened the door. Eric stepped inside, confident. Calm as ice, met mine, steady and unreadable, not demanding. Just present. Alice slipped her arm through his. Told you, she whispered. It didn't stare, just looked deep and deliberate. This her? He asked. This is her. Alice confirmed. Eric nodded, slowly, lips curling just slightly. Alice turned to me and held out her hand. Well, I could have walked away, but I didn't. His hand found mine, warm, solid. And I followed. The door shut behind us. His touch was immediate, confident, like he already knew had. I needed no fumbling, just heat and intention. His mouth met mine, deep, certain, stealing my breath. I melted. Alice's soft laugh sounded behind Memic better. She whispered. Her hands brushed my shoulders, gentle, where his were firm. Goosebumps rose along my arms. Straps of my dress slipped down on each a time. You're beautiful like this, she murmured. I couldn't speak. Eric guided me to the bed. I sank into the sheets. He followed, slow and sure. Alice stepped back, settling on the couch with a quiet rustle. Go on, she purred. Show her what I get to enjoy. Eric turned back to me. His every touch lit my nerves on fire. Alice's fingers traced my arm. You should see yourself. I wasn't thinking anymore, just feeling. See, she whispered. I told you he was incredible. Then she stood, unbuttoning her blouse with slow precision. Guess it's my turn. She stepped forward, radiant. Me breath caught. She's ready. Alice said softly. Eric's hands gripped my waist, and I let go. No more thoughts, just sensation, just them. Her fingers teased and coaxed. His were firm and consuming. Together they unraveled me. The world faded. Pleasure took its place. Her voice curled around me. Let go, and I did it. Head hard, full, consuming, perfect. Air shelled me still. Alice wrapped her arms around me, and I floated weightless and never wanted it to end. Afterward, everything was quiet and warm. Alice's fingers stayed laced with mine. Told you, take care of you. She whispered, I didn't speak. I just breathed completely done.